Opel engines taken as a basis, the designers made 16-valve. To do this, they were equipped with new twin-shaft heads, which the Germans once designed for their sports models. The motors turned out to be resourceful, with even traction in the middle and upper ranges, although with a slight weakness in the bottoms. They cannot be called economical. Fuel consumption, up to 10 to 12 L/100 kilometers in urban mode, but on the other hand, they do not eat oil, are simple in design, unpretentious and maintainable. The camshafts are driven by a belt, which must be changed in a timely manner, every 60 to 70,000 kilometers, along with the rollers. The base engines were 1.6-liter, 106 horsepower, and 2.0-liter, 136 horsepower engines. Moreover, the first was mainly installed on cars of the first years of production, and the second, on restyled ones. More volume provides much better dynamics with slightly higher fuel consumption. Two more motors, a volume of 1.5 liters, 110 horsepower, and 1.8 liters, 136 horsepower, were less common. They were intended only for some markets, so they are not even presented in all catalogs. The resource of power units by today's standards is not particularly high, but experts promise at least 200 to 250,000 kilometers before overhaul. On the market, you can already find cars that have traveled such a distance, although this is not always displayed on their odometers. When sorting out motors, experts advise not to save on spare parts, buying only original ones. The difference in price with non-original ones is insignificant. In general, motors do not cause trouble. Periodic adjustment and cleaning of the idle system does not count. The weak point of the exhaust system in our conditions is the catalyst, which clogs when using low-quality gasoline already in the first tens of thousands of kilometers. However, many of the first owners have already resolved the ecology or driving dilemma for you in the most radical way, by removing the catalyst filling. The car was equipped with two types of gearboxes, a 5-speed mechanics and a 4-speed hydromechanical automatic CF. The absolute majority of the first ones, and apart from the difficult inclusion of the first gear in cold weather, the owners have not yet experienced any serious difficulties in handling them. The units have not yet gained enough mileage. The brakes of the car in terms of efficiency correspond to its power supply, but certain problems are possible with them. Calipers of disc mechanisms turn sour after several years of operation. Their guides corrode, break, and wedge. The rear drum brake cylinders are leaking due to wear on the cuffs. Proper application of lubrication during assembly and periodic maintenance ensures trouble-free operation of the system until the next maintenance. At the end of 2002, U.S. dealers recalled 40,000 Daewoo Nubira sold in the U.S. to fix possible defects in brake lines. On the machines sold in Ukraine, such a problem did not manifest itself, in any case, massively. The steering of the Nubira is light. The hydraulic booster provides good information content. The drive belt of its pump serves at least 60,000 kilometers. Tie rod ends, live, on average at least 30 to 40,000 kilometers. And service station masters note that they most often fail not due to physical wear, but due to rubber aging. The suspension of the car is made with a clear concern for comfort. Against this background, it may seem too soft to hot drivers. However, the main problems of the suspension are not in this. Like some other Koreans, the Nubira's suspension durability is highly dependent on operating conditions. So, with careless, even city driving, original shock absorbers are enough for 30 to 40,000 kilometers, rear springs, for 2 to 3 years, after which they sag or even break. At the same time, reserve drivers change shock absorbers after 90,000 kilometers. Stabilizer struts have a resource reaching 25 to 30,000 kilometers, although some, lucky ones, change them 2 to 3 times more often. The silent blocks of the front levers are also not particularly tenacious. Their service life is 15 to 30,000 kilometers. The silent blocks of the rear, multi-link, are less picky and usually withstand at least 25 to 35,000 kilometers. In the Nubira's youth, all of these parts were sold only as a set with levers. Then they were modernized and began to be delivered separately. Experts strongly recommend buying Korean rubber products, since many non-original silent blocks last no more than 5 to 10,000 kilometers. Daewoo Nubira is a completely modern and practical car that rightfully claims to be a family car. Some may disparagingly call it Philistin, but you will get good reliability and comfort for little money, and further maintenance will also not be burdensome. However, you need to look for a copy as young as possible, carefully examining the body for corrosion.